Good morning. Jennifer here to talk about the coaches huddle. I was hoping I would get my daughter to join me because I thought she had would have some really cool things to share with you guys. And I know I talk about how important she is to me of being a business owner, but she decided she'd rather sleep in since it's spring break. But we know, since you're with me today, you know how important it is to bring that championship attitude and work ethic and all those pieces to your game and how you show up in your business. So today we're going to cover some of the key things and let me know in the chat, jump in with questions that you might have about the Marketing Madness Bracket Challenge because we want to make sure we address all those questions for you today so that you can get to that championship game and win it. And not just now, right? It's not just about the immediate, but it's also about win today, win tomorrow. Opening day is right around the corner, at least here in Wisconsin. I know a lot of people are really excited about it, but it's not just about that opening day, right? It's the symbolism of its opening day, but it's also where do we want to be a year from now? We want to be in that. So I want to give you some tips of whether you're feeling like, hey, this is really easy. I'm already doing this. Or you're the person who's saying, like, hey, these are great things I should be doing, but I'm not. What should I do? How can you help me, Jen? I'm here for you. Stick with me. We'll give you some great things today. So, a few things to get us started. When I was in Kansas City this last weekend, had a great chance to go back and see family. One of the things that we got to do is shoot some basketball. That was a lot of fun, especially playing around with my daughter because it was my first sports love. And there were five things that between playing basketball with her and watching March Madness that really have stood out to me as additional things of how do you get to that championship. So I want to start there. So first off was, it's okay to be the underdog. And for the underdog or those Cinderella teams, it's not really about who they're playing. That doesn't matter. They have that belief in themselves. It's about how do they show up. And I think that's the same for us, right? It's about how do we show up every day and we build that consistency and that experience that we want for our clients. It's not necessarily about what is everybody else doing. It's about what should we be doing and how do we want to show up. So starting there about ourselves versus who we might be wanting to be or we're comparing ourselves to. And I thought about that too with playing against my daughter. We played a little bit of one-on-one and she had no fear. It wasn't about playing against me and I'm still quite a bit taller than her or not. She was confident and she was going to play her game. So number two, never, or let me go do this one. Substitutions can make a huge difference. So you think about some of those games in the final minute, they're substituting out sometimes one player for the other. Who's got the hot hand? Who's feeling confident? Who wants the ball? So think about yourself and what you really do well. And what I love to do for my clients is always help them to stay in that position that they do really well. Just talking with one of them the other day, we were saying, hey, how can I help you with that? How can I take that off your plate so that you can do what you really do well, which is building those relationships, being in front of your clients, not all the marketing. I get that most of you aren't marketers. And that we need to think about who our team is and who we can put into those right positions at the right time. Number three, timeouts. So just like substituting the players on our team and using everybody's strengths, taking those key timeouts are really critical at the right moments. It can make a huge difference in that game of whether it's a jump ball or you retain possession. I think about too with working with playing with my daughter the other day, of taking those moments and just getting that chance actually overall for me to take that time out of my business and go be with my family for a few days was huge to recharge me and help me show up today with you guys. So take those timeouts where you need them. It can really make a difference and helping you have more creativity, get back in the game and accelerate. So number four, um, it's also about the coach's plays. So just like we need to know about our team and our strengths and how we leverage other people and tapping them in when we need to. We also, it's really critical to have the team or the coach and the coach coming up with those key plays, especially at the end of the game when we might be so into it, we're not seeing the bigger picture, or maybe we haven't thought that far ahead, but they have. And they're the ones that will help us get to the championship game of having that already thought about. What are we going to do when there's 5 seconds left? How are we going to plan for that so that we're not just all looking around randomly, fighting for the ball or trying to figure out, do we foul? Do we not foul? What should we do here? So I can be that coach for you. I'd love to help you if you're struggling right now with this marketing piece of, helping to take some of that off your plate and give you those plays to be successful with your marketing and get more and better clients. So the last piece, number 5, is the game is never over until the final whistle. There's so many games that I've already seen, I don't know about you, where it's come down to the last couple seconds of regulation and you think it's done and it's not. They hit that shot. It's awesome. It's so exciting. I love it. And what happens? And they go to overtime. So it's never over until that final whistle. And you've got to believe that. So even if you're not playing in the Marketing Madness Bracket Challenge right now, it's not too late to get in the game.